response from the turnpike.
We should have something by next month's meeting?
Yes, sir.
Well,
And what's
The request was for a public meeting with turnpike officials and the public, so that turnpike officials could explain what's going on. They've always said that they're not ready yet, they're not there yet, but I'll push them for a written response, and that will certainly be to you before next meeting.
very well. Update McDonald's walking bridge, update.
I don't have a lot of, I may have missed, you talked about that briefly, I'm a little...
That went out, or we talked to some of the neighbors, and you maybe had...
Oh, you're talking about the West End Bridge here? The West End Bridge, there was only, yeah, there was only one letter of interest that I received from one that would like at least a walking bridge installed.
I thought we already resolved this 3 or 4 or 5 months ago.
That's,
We had some proposals.
We were going to take a bridge from the park, and it works down there. And Joe Stewart was going to move it at, so I didn't drink this.
Yeah.
No, that was a discussion.
Concrete at the ends was already done.
And we would ramp the asphalt up to match the apron.
So it was supposed to be done in the spring. The spring is almost gone. What's going on?
I don't remember if it was supposed to have been
I don't
done.
even know if I may have been absent for that meeting, but because I don't even recall the conversation.
I think we approved it. I think we approved it. It was one of those bridges.
There was no approval in a Board of Supervisors meeting.
Yes, it was.
Yes, it was.
Do you remember?
No, I don't. I mean, I'll certainly research, but I mean,
Yeah,
I certainly
please.
recall
You
that.
don't have to research it, just if you wanted to, just,
Do we want him to pursue it and finish it off?
Yes.
Absolutely.
I mean, where are the details? Is Bill aware of the details?
I thought so, and I thought that he was building concrete that would accept and receive the bridge.
Yes.
It was going to be taken and sanded and maybe painted. Was that the same project? Sanded?
That would have to be sent to be shot blasted. I mean, that's not something that gets done.
Right.
Members of the board, I have to chime in on this. I just, from a long-term perspective, I'll just give you my opinion. This bridge, you know, it only would carry people into McDonald, and there's really no, I don't see the benefit, long-term benefit to anything for Cecil Township for this other than the bridge you're going to continue to maintain. It's your decision to do it, but when I looked at the property and where the bridge is located and what it services, it really doesn't service, you know, there's no vehicles that come over it. It doesn't seem like it's going to any particular area other than a park and McDonald. So if you want to go to the expense of rehabilitating abutments, getting a bridge carried over there, it's no easy task. It's going to cost you money. If we can, Bill and I can work out what the numbers are going to be. We'll be glad to do it. But it was getting to be more of a bigger project than we anticipated. And the question was to go out and check the residents and see what we.
Right, we sent letters.
We got a letter from one resident, it was a woman,
Right.
a very, very nice letter. And I think I talked to her, and she was supposed to come to the next meeting.
Well, maybe we look into the numbers and bring some numbers back to the next meeting. Would you be okay with that?
yeah, I think the
Let's
painting
look
is
at
going
it
to be
through
more
the-
expensive than the whole project completely.
Yeah.
Well, what if we don't paint?
So you have to do
You
something.
gotta get a bridge out.
You have to do, those bridges need structural repairs made to them. We've been over there making interim repairs and handrails and stuff like that.
Where?
On these bridges over here. Just,
Our year ago.
yeah, just past month, we had our service truck over there with our plasma arc cutter, cutting out bad sections that were a danger to pedestrians who might put their hands on the rails. And we replaced those bars and square tubing in kind, and big welding back, primer. We've made just very minor repairs to what we thought were safety hazards for people walking across the bridge.
They're all,
And they're all like that, they're all in the same general condition. Yeah,
Well, all repaired?
but they need repair. And all three need repair. No, they're not sitting on a proper structure. They're not on bearing pads. There's a number of issues over there. This one closest to the building is in danger of actually falling off the embankment.
Because it's just sitting there.
Yeah, it's, the embankment's scarred underneath it, so it has probably another foot and a half. It'll be laying in the creek.
Well, let's, do you recommend that we task him to find out what it would take to bring those, put them on a pad and look at the cost for,
And obviously, Judge Stewart was involved. Did you talk to Joe?
Did he say he'll move it for nothing for us?
Right.
Again, that's not the,
That's not the issue.
let's see what the cost is of sandblasting it, or,
do we even know if that's lead paint on there? If it's not lead paint, it's a lot simpler project. If it's lead paint, then that's another whole environmental thing.
well, just in case someone was here, let's have those numbers for next month.
We compare that cost versus a prefab new one.
Oh, yes,
So
You
you
bet.
can buy a prefab new bridge.
but
Or
then,
a pedestrian bridge.
For what?
You can put a prefab new bridge in if you wanted.
well, let him have a bit.
In comparison,
Numbers.
What would that cost? Yes.
we'll give you a number.
Depends on it.
I really want to put him on the spot, so, yeah, bring that back. Dawn, the safe zone, eBay transactions.
Yeah, still working with Chief Bogovinsky on other communities that may have these safe zones that you mentioned. I hope to have something for you before next meeting.
I could probably sell it now. We have a camera that's right in the back parking lot. I think all the fishermen have been using the parking spaces, by the way. I think it's probably the best location. Other agencies had it in the police department parking lot. We're not there all the time, but we're constantly in and out. And with that camera in the parking lot, I think it would be a good use. If there would be an incident, we can obviously look at the camera footage. But we put some signage up by the posts, and we can actually have a couple of spaces just dedicated for that spot. We can either paint something on the blacktop, or we can get Joe Capola or somebody that does bidding for signs, and just put a safe zone for transactions of eBay, Craigslist. I think it's a very good idea. I'm sure everybody's probably used that service before. You either go to McDonald's or somewhere else, and it has a lot of foot traffic, but they'd be happy from the police department, happy to have them there.
And that faces the back, or where's that camera now?
The camera's in the back left parking lot, and basically it does, it's a PT zoom one, so it does move, but it does pretty much cover the whole back parking lot of the municipal parking lot. So even if we dedicate again a couple of spaces, put some signs there for them, and then that way we can have them have safe transactions.
Let's try it.
Does the board still like the idea?
Yeah.
Do we get Dawn to investigate the cost of signs, or,
Well, I can do that. We work with Joe Capola on our signs, just it'd be similar to what we have, the parking spaces for the police cars.
Yep.
But we'll talk to him. It's minimal, the cost for those. I can even see if Bill can have someone stake in the actual post for us, and then we can just attach the signs.
I was just trying to gauge from other
Well, there's
communities.
conduit running
Some
between
liability
lampposts.
associated with creating these safe
There's
zones.
conduit running between lampposts. They can't drive right down regularly.
Yeah, as long as, and I don't know if our solicitor has any say-so, as long as there's no responsibility, how do we get that information? Again, it's at their own risk. I mean, they're on our property, but just to advise them that, I can put it out on my Facebook page. I'm sure people would like to share that with other people. But again, just advising them that, we're not going to have an officer all the time. But it's nice to have an officer going in and out of the station. And, during our business hours is always a good thing, because we're always there from 7 to 3.
let's have, you bring back the numbers on the signage, and then Dawn, you'll investigate the legal, the liability, right?
Yeah.
The liability side, so we'll bring that to the next meeting and then make a decision.
All right.
Anybody gets hurt,
Pardon me?
anybody gets hurt, we're liable.
It's public building anyhow here. When somebody comes to the parking, it's hard.
Right?
All right, next topic. We have, the fire hydrant versus the light pole delinquencies. What they don't.
The first batch of those notifications, that was the courtesy notice, we'll call it. Those were sent out. There's probably about 105 of those that went out. Teresa's working on the remaining notices and send those out. I would think as our follow-up, though, Chris would probably chime in and say, we would need that ordinance in place in order to have the solicitor perform collections.
We didn't even respond to him when he asked us if he wants us, we want to follow up on that. Did we give you any guidance? Chris?
I was gonna proceed like you wanted to have an ordinance for the next meeting.
Well, the idea too is it not that we would like to try 3, 5 letters? Well, try and collect as much as we can, up the degree of harshness, so that we are not adding $700 attorney fees to a $200 bill.
Well, until we actually send them out under that, we can still have to get the ordinance ready to go. I mean, that's gonna take some time. We can have it up.
So is the board consensus that we do send 3 letters, 5 letters?
No, 5.
Consistently getting harsher? I mean, we need a
I
response.
think the one when I initially was a little bit harsh, a little bit too harsh.
Well, that was reworded. That was an initial, that was a draft. Unless you're still, I mean, you're still talking about the one that did come out.
Well, I don't know what I had talked.
You had talked on the phone, and I thought you were satisfied with the revision. You said it was okay to go.
Well, you better send me a copy, because the one that I saw.
Right, the first one was edited, we softened the language, and you saw, I know Tom had some comments, and because I asked the board if they had any comments, and even
Send
Tom.
me a copy.
Okay.
One or two.
All right.
What is the one?
We softened it significantly.
What?
We softened it.
Well, and I believe that we should send the letters. Send the letters and collect it that way. Update on fire department study. Dawn, any updates from last time I did miss a fire department at meeting.
No, I know the board had asked for participation from the fire departments.
Okay.
All of the departments said that they would participate. Muse wanted some clarification.
Okay.
I provided them a letter of clarification, answering their questions, but they have not responded to me yet, as of yet, and that's probably 3 weeks old now.
Okay.
I talked to Alan Sonbeck, said, and he said that, yes, he got the letter from me, and he actually didn't respond. He said, I didn't think that it required a response.
It asked for a response in writing to confirm that he understands my response. Yeah, I had asked for a written response acknowledging my responses to it.
And on that note, or that same topic, I would ask that maybe a task for next month would be to investigate a full-time fireman. I'd like to hear and see what other townships are doing or what they're paying.
You want to do that before study, or how do you want to?
I would like to see that number before next month. Do we have a consensus?
So this is for a full-time fireman?
Or yeah, full-time fireman, let's see what others are doing out there.
To
But
Eric's
the
point, no study's going to say, no, we don't think you should have anybody. I mean, it's not like a study, you need a study to say, yes, that's a good.
See what are we looking for? We're looking to see who they have, what they're spending, what's the benefits, just a full-time fireman.
Somebody has to fall under someone's supervision.
Township manager. With everyone else. No, for real. Don't you agree?
Yeah.
You buying a fire truck too? Seriously? You buying a fire truck too? And hiring a full-time manager? Where's he gonna go? What truck's he gonna get on?
But you're here every day to help all 3 fire.
I mean, that's a different story. I think you need to do the study and realize the ramifications, and I'll put all these options out. You don't own one piece of fire equipment.
We don't know what?
You don't own one piece of fire equipment. You don't own one axe, you don't own
And
one
we
tire.
have employees that work for our public works, and then they
And
respond.
I started that. I'm not against that. I'm just saying you just don't hire a full-time fireman and put him in the township building. How would that work? That's why we're doing a study, right?
Right, you know, at the beginning, we talked about all these inspections that have to be done. It's not somebody who would sit in there waiting for the alarm to go off. You listed all these kind of things that we should be doing.
I did, there's a right order. The right order is to get the ordinance that you want, what kind of responses that you want, then you hire a person. You don't hire a person and say they can do this, this, and that. You have to have a plan. And I've already reached out to people. You asked us to do research, but there's companies that can contract fire inspections. But you have to, I talked to them, you